Perimenopause and menopause are no longer taboo topics. As early as our 30s, we as women are now talking about how our bodies and brains just feel different as we age.
Hormone replacement therapy is a hot topic right now. Many women claim it's treating their symptoms and saving their quality of life.
Tonight, only on ABC13, Danner Evans investigates if they're safe for you.
Veronica Bullock and Terry Bullinger spent years, well, miserable.
Take me back about a year ago. How did you feel?
Not well.
Terrible. Very exhausted, very moody.
Very lethargic, very not interested in anything.
Like crazy brain fog.
And knew I needed a change.
And then I had a friend that says, you need to go get your hormones checked.
Discussed the hormone thing, which never had occurred to me, to have testing done or anything.
Hormone replacement therapy, or HRT, replaces hormones like estrogen and progesterone as your body stops producing them during perimenopause and menopause. For over 2 decades, the FDA slapped a black box warning on hormone therapy products, alerting patients and healthcare providers about serious risks. A 2002 Women's Health Initiative study found HRT could lead to blood clot, heart attack, stroke, and breast cancer. Midwife Claire McStacy says HRT prescriptions plummeted.
And so people just said, put the brakes on, don't prescribe HRT anymore.
What was problematic about that study?
The big problems with the study is it enrolled women who were over the age of menopause, women who were 10 plus years out. And so people who are 10 plus years out of menopause would be in their 60s and 70s and therefore are at higher risk for stroke and heart attack anyway.
It discounted all the ladies in their 40s and 50s.
For the first time in a generation, the FDA is standing with science and standing with women.
In November of last year, the FDA removed the box warning on most products. The FDA went on to recommend that women start systemic HRT within 10 years of starting menopause or before the age of 60. That's as long as the woman understands the risks and the decision is made with her clinician.
How long should I be on hormone therapy?
All right, my friends, this is an estradiol patch.
The safety and efficacy of hormone replacement therapy.
Now, everyone's talking about HRT.
Is HRT safe? So this is a great question. I know lots of women worry about the risk of HRT.
It's all over social media feeds, especially for those of us who are of a certain age.
Do you find that more women are coming to you and saying, hey, what's up with hormone replacement therapy? Would I benefit?
Yes, definitely. I think that the national conversation is on menopause and perimenopause.
I mean, where have we been? Why are we just catching up now?
Because of the Women's Health Initiative study in 2002. And a whole generation of providers who were not taught on menopause. And that includes doctors. They were not taught in medical school about menopause.
McStacy treats symptoms like hot flashes, fatigue, and poor sexual health with products approved by the FDA covered by insurance. But there's another world of HRT treatment emerging outside of FDA approval.
I got into hormones when my own hormones were dismissed.
See you on the flip side. Bye. That's where boutique practices like Endura Wellness come in.
Okay, so last time we spoke.
Brittany Brown is a certified nurse practitioner. She tailors her approach based on a comprehensive blood workup, looking at levels of estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone.
What does the blood work tell you usually?
There is no blood work out there that says, welcome to perimenopause, you have joined the gang, right? I wish there was. But there certainly can be a lot of symptoms there. And there are a lot of times we see imbalances between progesterone, estrogen, and testosterone.
Brown treats some patients with compounding hormone pellets. They're tiny, seed-like, and inserted under the skin every 3 to 4 months. Pellets do not have FDA approval and are not covered by insurance. The Menopause Society points to concerns about purity, potency, and safety since these products aren't regulated by the FDA. While hormone replacement therapy can help you get through menopause, there are risks.
Who's a candidate for hormone replacement and who is not?
So There's a couple caveats there, right? Not everybody responds well to hormones. We do know that. The thing that you start worrying about is cancer, of course. If you already have a baseline of cancer, you have to be careful.
The Mayo Clinic's website states the risks depend on the type of HRT, whether the medicine is taken by mouth or applied to the skin, the dose of medicine, how long the medicine's taken, and your age and personal health risks. There's a huge movement right now to fund research in this area of women's health.
We need more accessibility to all hormones, especially testosterone for men and women.
McStacy says the Menopause Society is also funding education for doctors and nurse practitioners to study menopause.
How are you not taught about menopause in medical school? This is a major thing.
Because there wasn't much known about it. Women's health care is still only 5% of the healthcare dollars for research.
Where do you see things next 10 years?
Yes, so there will be...
As we head into menopause.
Right, yes, as we all do. There will be a lot more change coming. We do know that there will be a lot more meetings with Congress. The big thing I think now is, two biggest ones I see are changing the availability and the studies, right? We need more studies around everything, menopause, perimenopause.
Terry and Veronica have been on HRT for a year now.
There's a couple other things too that are happening.
How are you feeling now?
It was about 7 to 10 days, and I was like, wow. Like, I could really see a difference in how I felt, how I was thinking more clearly.
I have more energy. I do not have the aches and joint pains like I did at all, which to me is the biggest relief, because now I can start to work out.
Giving both quality of life they thought they'd lost.
The key here is that there is no right choice for everyone, but experts I spoke with say educate yourself. Not everyone's a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. Shop around, ask questions, and find a provider who can tailor your treatment to you.